Hi there. This is Damien / Kayvon / Kevin / Damon / Katie / a bunch of dissociative parts. We're here to address some issues that have come up on our channel recently and in some off-site interactions with people online. We, since the beginning of our channel, have gotten a bunch of comments from Christians who want to evangelize us, who dismiss our recovery because we are not a Christian, and who have been generally very presumptuous and pushy and rude about their beliefs and their beliefs about what we need and how we need to relate ourselves to God, to a higher power. We got a comment last night asking if we were Jewish and saying that the person was going to pray over us in the name of Jesus with a little heart emoticon. We found that very irritating. We actually snapped on the person and told them to fuck off, which we regret doing, but the sentiment behind their comment seemed clear to us, and we do not support it or appreciate it at all. We are a few years into our deprogramming process and have come to the conclusion that we are not, nor will we ever be, a Christian. We hope to one day be able to deprogram our triggers around Christianity and the Bible enough to read the Bible, specifically to read the parts that pertain to Jesus, the parts that pertain to Christ's teachings, and to actually experience the raw power and truth that Christianity has to offer, because we believe that it is extensive and that it goes really deep. We absolutely appreciate aspects of the Bible and appreciate Christianity in a certain way, but we will never feel welcome in the Christian community, and we're never going to try to be a part of it again. We have in the past. It did not go well for us. As you can see from our appearance, we are into metal and punk. We just did our mohawk again, which needs to be trained. It's kind of a mess, but this is how we're comfortable. You may also notice the irony on the top that we're wearing that has crosses on it. Sometimes we wear it right side up, sometimes we wear it upside down. We just put it on however it looks. Today we made sure to put it on right side up so as not to offend anybody. We have a non-dualistic take on spirituality. We are deeply connected with paganism. We hope to one day reclaim our ability to practice white magic, and to do certain types of meditations and earth worship that resonate with us. We don't do that stuff right now because we are still working through trauma around the satanic ritual abuse, which is something completely else, but satanic ritual abuse desecrates religious symbols, including pagan symbols, as well as more famously Christian symbols, and it has messed us up in our ability to practice our spirituality as we see it. But we deeply connect with pagan spirituality. We have deeply connected with Jewish mysticism. To answer that person's question, we are not Jewish. We do understand ourselves to have partial Jewish heritage on our mother's side, have a little bit of Jewish blood. There may be more than we know about. There's a lot of gaslighting, a lot of mixed messages in our childhood around that, a lot of lies telling us that that heritage wasn't real. It's very common for people with German heritage, I think, to be lied to about their Jewish ancestry, to have people cover it up on that side of their family. It was German heritage on my mom's side that I believe holds our Jewish blood. But I believe that when we were told we did have Jewish ancestry, that was valid. You can see it physically on my mom's side of the family. And the vitriol with which we were met and the antisemitism with which we were met by cult members seemed real, not just some SRA MC ploy. So we don't identify as Jewish. We were never raised in the Jewish community. We were actually raised in the white supremacist community. But we do identify in the we do identify with the oppression that we experienced there, with the amount of, like I said, anti-Semitism and vitriol with which we were met. That is part of our identity, part of our heritage, and having been an MK Ultra survivor, which is a form of Nazi abuse, institutional Nazi abuse. Nazis were flown to the United States, smuggled in here in Project Paperclip right after World War II, right when the CIA was created in 1947. I'll put some links to declassified documents around that if anyone's interested in learning more about the history of Project MKUltra. And a Nazi scientist, Josef Mengele, who is one of the most famous Nazi war criminals. There's a lot of confusion about what happened to him. He was smuggled into the United States after World War II as part of Project Paperclip, and he was used as a mind control scientist and geneticist for us. He did a lot of psychological research, a lot of experimentation that was heinous and horrific and only got worse from what he did in Auschwitz. I'm not saying MKUltra is worse, I'm just saying that Josef Mengele's level of violence escalated continuously, and as MKUltra was his next platform, his next place to do his violence, it did only escalate. So for me, Auschwitz and MKUltra are deeply linked. The Holocaust really was moved to America, as well as in many different places in the world. Nazi scientists could be found. Josef Mengele is reported to have been in Australia as well, and as somebody who, well, I don't want to go into too much details about that for their sake, but I have heard accounts of him being in Australia. So, point is, Nazi abuse, the Holocaust, these are things I'm deeply tied to. I view MKUltra as a Holocaust, as a direct continuation of the Nazi Holocaust, and being next generation Monarch programming does not separate me from that. I have reason to believe that my father was directly programmed by Josef Mengele himself in the 1950s on. He told me as much, and I have parts that have shown me images of videos of actual clips that are apparently of our father as a boy being abused by Josef Mengele in programming sessions. So, to say that I'm separate from that would be a lie. And so I do have real deep pain around antisemitism. And I get pretty fucking frustrated with people who go on to claim that the group of people that abused me are Zionist Jews who hate white people as well as people of other races. I don't want to go into that and what my beliefs are about that. I actually would like to make another video talking about the role I think that Jewish people do play in the current global elite sphere. But to say that it's all the Jews, and that's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's a lot more complex than that. There are Jewish people who are involved in the satanic elite, but the comments I've gotten have been anti-Semitic and hateful, and that doesn't open the door to actual conversation. Those are not people who are receptive to actually having an adult conversation about the role that the Jewish community does play. Because the Jewish community does play a role, so does the white Anglo-Saxon Protestant community, so does the Catholic Church, so does Africa and Asia and the entire world. There are groups from virtually every people that play some kind of role in this situation. There are some that don't, but where you're going to see monetary power, where you're going to see political power, you're going to see ties to the global elite. It's just how it is. And so to blame any one group frustrates me. I have extreme personal blame towards white supremacists because that was the group that abused me. But there are many different groups of people that work together to perpetrate this stuff, that have conflicting ideologies. And again, I'm not going to go more into this because I think the explanation that I do have to give will make sense, but that's not what this video is about. So this video is about my personal boundaries around all this stuff, the issues that I've faced with people online, people spewing bullshit. And I just want to let people know that my recovery is valid. I shouldn't have to say it, but I want to say it. My recovery from RAMC and satanic ritual abuse is valid. I am a queer, kinky, trans, non-binary, pagan survivor of satanic abuse, with a deep love for all beings and connection to a higher power, with understanding of myself, with groundedness, and I will not apologize for who I am. I will not apologize for my heritage. I will not apologize for my beliefs and for my identity and for who at the core of my being that I am. If you are a Christian and you wish to talk to me about Christianity, I am completely open to talking to you about Christianity. If you want to have a conversation, I'm completely open to talking about my beliefs, but only when I'm being respected, only when the person on the other side recognizes that my beliefs are valid, and even if they don't agree with them, they are mine. I'm entitled to them. I'm allowed to do what I wish with them, as long as I'm not causing any harm to anyone else, and I do not believe that I am. Thank you.